Hello and welcome to another edition of the Ultra Confusion Hangout. I'm your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific governor himself, Zealeus.
So every time you say hangout, I keep on expecting the words podcast to come out of your mouth. And every time you say hangout, I'm like, what's up? Oh, that's right. We changed the name even though it's the same damn thing.
Well, there's video now, and it is live, where in the past it was not live.
Okay, good point, sir. Okay, you have me convinced. That's a hangout and not a podcast. Congratulations.
Ha
I'm
ha!
now in your camp. You have convinced me. I am disappointed in my own self for being wrong.
That's okay.
It's okay. I have you there to correct me, and that is what matters.
That's okay. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let us get right down to business, shall we? As some of you might have vaguely remembered, I went on vacation this weekend, which was awesome.
Fracon! Congratulations,
yes.
5 years. Woo! Spirit fingers for 5. That's 10, but one hand each.
Yeah. I went hiking. My wife and I decided to take basically a hike that was just under 11 miles and pretty intense
It's like up and down, up and
terrain.
down. I can never forget which way to go. There we go. Up and down, up and down, up and down.
Mhm. No, actually, it was more like zigzag up. Just keep zigzag up. Is there something?
Didn't you go down at one time, though?
Huh?
Didn't you have to go back down at some point?
Oh, yeah, but that was after like 5.7 miles.
Okay, so my problem with hiking is it's actually, because of my knees, downhill is actually worse for me than going uphill. Like going uphill, yes, like my legs will be like, muscle tired,
Right.
but I'd much rather have that than like my joints in pain. And
I
that's
hear
like going downhill, that's joint pain. I'm like, okay, now I just can't walk.
Well, see, my problem was that I pulled my calf muscle the day before, so
Mm.
it was a bitch walking up. Oh my goodness! And then my hip started hurting. I was like, I'm falling
Oh,
apart. But you know what? I am going to suck it up and make it through. Now, of course, after we came back, we were in Bryson City, North Carolina. If
mhm.
you haven't been, I highly recommend it. Just go into the city. There's the Nantahala Brewing Company. They've got a tap room. This is the most ingenious, brilliant idea I've ever heard in my life. They have a bunch of their beers on tap. Then they've got a bunch of other local brews available, but they don't serve any food. But they will allow you to bring in any food you want to into the tap room.
Interesting.
Yes.
I actually wonder, okay, because in the cities,
Hmm.
up in Minneapolis, they have a
Hmm.
place. Because I know you're planning on going there sometime soon, but they have, it's called, oh my gosh, I can't remember what it's called. Hold on, I have a coaster for it.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. If anybody's up in the cities, wow.
Take it back. Take it back. There
There
it
we
is.
go. That's still hard to read.
Dangerous Man. Dangerous
Wow.
Man Brewing Company.
That's actually really impressive they could read that. I'm impressed. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Sims, he comes to our podcast for Hangout every once in a while, checks it out.
Hmm.
He was up in the cities about a month ago. We did some we did a little pub patrol. I've never
Hmm.
been there before. Their beer is glorious. But the reason I thought of Dangerous Man Brewing Company is the same thing. Is granted it's only their beer on tap, but they don't
Hmm.
serve any food or anything else there. So I
Gotcha.
kind of wondering, I didn't ask and I didn't really even it wasn't part of like my peripheral at the time. I do
Mhm.
kind of wonder if you could bring food and stuff in there because I know people brought like games and other stuff in there. So I gotta wonder, are they gonna say no if you just try bringing food on your own?
Right.
It's an interesting idea though. So anybody up in the cities, highly recommend Dangerous Man Brewing Company. It is very good beer. But you cannot buy their beer like they don't bottle it. So you can only get it like at their tap from a growler if you want to take it home. That's it.
Huh. Sorry, I got distracted. Apparently, there's something playing on my desktop
Hmm.
that's causing noise, but I don't know where it's coming from.
Not like a dog on it, is it?
No, no, no. There's no animals on my desktop.
Well, my cat is she stayed with a friend for the last 2 days. I was out of town,
Hmm.
and she's kind of actually worn out now, so she might not actually be causing havoc during the hangout for the first time.
Oh,
She's
dang
actually
it.
like laying down, tired. Well, they have another kitten and two cats, or
Ah,
two dogs, I should say.
Kept your
So
cat on her toes. Then
yeah, exactly.
gotcha.
So I was out of town. I was at a it's a piece of software used to manage our Macs called Jamf. Well, the piece of software is called Casper, and basically it's a 3-day user conference about basically all things Casper and really specifically managing Macs and enterprise and education. So my mind is all kind of full of like Apple stuff
Hmm.
because yes, I've drank the damn Kool-Aid of Apple. All things Apple are glorious, and I bow down to the master.
Very nice.
Yeah, except for home. I'll never probably have Apple at home simply because I can build my own gaming PC.
Probably.
And if you want like a good graphics card for a Mac, then you're really looking at a basically Mac Pro, which gets very expensive very quickly.
Did you put Mac on any of your stuff? Just the freaking Apple logo, and you're looking at a shit ton of money.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. So the next to last session I went to, it's an insurance company, right?
Uh-huh.
And you wanted to be able to actually say to an employee, would you prefer a Mac, piece of hardware, or would you prefer a Windows piece of hardware?
Hmm.
The company that actually worked it out was actually a lower total cost of ownership for an employee to use a Mac versus a Windows piece of hardware.
Are we talking package deal? Like if you were to get X amount of Macs in one go, that it
Nope.
would be cheaper?
They have about right now probably about a 2% Mac user base. So they're not exactly getting a whole lot of wholesale rebates.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, it's just because of when you start considering the long-term part of hardware and also the support that's required on the Mac versus the PC,
Mm-hmm.
it's much, much less on the Mac in the long run. And also users being able to support themselves
Right.
and the management capabilities are there. So it's just kind of an interesting perspective of, yes, Apple's so much more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
When you kind of look in the long term, look at 3 years down the road, what's going to cost, things can change. Obviously, it varies, from situation to situation. Probably not every company is going to be able to pull that off.
Right.
You have to have the right personnel on the back end to be able to support that correctly to make it cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was a very interesting proof of concept that the company's been implementing over the last. But they've also been playing this for I think the guy said 8 years.
Wow.
So it's been a very long-term process for this proof of concept to be like, okay, how are we actually going to make this work so we don't screw it up?
Right.
And they actually had to scrap it twice because it was going to cost more than Windows.
Mm-hmm.
So they're on their third try now, which is a go. So it's just kind of been a process, but it is possible, not easy, obviously. I mean, the company's taken 8 years, third try, but Apple logo, it is possible, not easy.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, so that's my spiel. Last time I went hiking, okay, so I started cross. It's just kind of funny going back to your talking about hiking, right?
Yep.
So this was probably about 2 months ago. No, actually about 3 months ago. I was hiking up in the cities with a friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Up there, and I get to the end. I think we did about maybe 7-8 miles, but it was much more flat. Not really. It wasn't mountainous. Minneapolis isn't really a whole lot of hills or mountains.
Right.
And I get to I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot walk. I'm so exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually what cost me. I actually joined CrossFit, as you know. And that's one of the reasons why I'm like, man, I can't even do a day hike anymore. This is pathetic. I have to get in shape.
Mm-hmm.
So I can actually do real hiking again.
There you go. All right, let's start getting geeky here.
Yes, I love. Sorry, was my apple? Do you want to get more about the geek on the apples? I can go more in depth if you want me to.
No. We're gonna switch gears to video games and PC games and all that.
Mm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as some of you might have noticed, this game right here, Beyond Two Souls, has just got a review on Ultra Confusion, which I have now reached out to Quantic Dreams and asked them point blank. Because I'm just going to tell you this. I'm not going to tell you my ending, but I'm going to say that the ending that I got could be turned into a sequel. So I asked point blank, is there any chance of there being a sequel? Because technically, my ending in Heavy Rain could have been a sequel. There could have been a sequel after that. But there wasn't, of course.
Well, it depends on which ending you get in Heavy Rain.
Absolutely, right. So anyways, Beyond Two Souls, the review's up there right now. You may have noticed that on Ultra Confusion there was a quick little story and trailer thrown up called "Goodbye to Deponia." That is by Daedalic Entertainment. They are the individuals who did. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cheat. So everyone's gonna see my desktop real quick. The game's called Memoria. Um, so Daedalic reached out to us, all to confusion, and said, "Hey, we're about to release the third and final chapter of the Deponia series.
Okay.
Would you be interested in reviewing it? Oh, excuse me. Would you be interested in reviewing one or all of the games?" And I
Okay.
said, I would love to review the final game, but I've never played any of the other games. So if there's any way that we could, work something out, I would love it. And they're like, oh, absolutely. So I have um, utilized all the 3 Steam keys for all 3 games. I'm currently playing number 2, and then I'll be switching over to number 3, and then of course I'll be writing a review for that. And then the really cool thing is Phoenix Online actually reached out to me. They are they're the company behind the Cognition, the Erica Reed um, thriller that I played, which was that was the one that I was talking about that had a great story, but there was like something really weird with like the animations. Like your character would start doing weird shit, and for
Oh,
the
yeah.
I think it was like the third story, literally, it looked like someone had broken my character at the ankles and just started dragging her through all the scenes until I restarted my computer.
I remember that.
Um, their new game. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Uh, I know. I'm getting like emails out the wazoo here. It is called Face Noir. The moody mystery adventure Face Noir has made its way to Steam and Desura. Um, let's see here. Blah 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 blah. Face Noir puts players in the well-worn shoes of a private detective falsely accused of murder. To clear
Mm.
his name, Jack Del Nero must go underground in Depression era New York City, digging into a little girl's mysterious past to figure out why their fates have converged. But as Jack's about to learn the hard way, even in these tough times, destiny won't take a bribe.
Interesting.
So
Sounds like the company has a theme going in their games.
we will also be reviewing that game. I just got the review code in just a second ago.
Score.
Indeed. Um, uh, we have submitted a panel for MomoCon. I don't remember if we said that or not. There is the chance that I will be on not one but more than one panel at MomoCon, but it isn't completely in stone yet. I've got to wait for the details. There's an individual out there who wanted me to jump on their panel to basically give independent developers a rough roadmap of what needs to be done to not fail. I'm not going to say to bring success, but to not fail.
Step one,
Step
drink
one.
more.
Step one, have an original idea that you can put your heart and soul into.
What
Step
about
two,
creating like, how about like, I'm thinking like Fat in Football 015.
okay, don't make things that you don't own the license to.
What? It's not Madden. I'm changing the letter. Doesn't that count, yo? That's gotta mean something. Yeah, I won't even use real names. I'll use like, let's go with Peyton Fanning. We can get Tom Brady. See, I got it, man. We just change names up a little bit. We're good to go.
All right,
We have
fine.
New England fake.
How we do bomb trading, and we'll do Mayton Panning, and we'll do Rat Mayan.
See, you're changing like multiple letters, man. We're on to something here.
No. All I'll do is take the first letter in the first name, and the first letter in the last name, and switch it.
Well, you got me going. See?
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways,
That part
come up
bypassed.
come up with an original idea. Be willing to put your blood, sweat, and tears in it, and understand that when that game is done, you are not done. Also, the oh my gosh, the individuals who put on AndoCon
Mhm.
have reached out to me and are wondering if I would be interested in doing a panel or two. I said that I would be more interested to do the destruction of the game industry as we know it.
Quick question.
And yes, sir.
Did EndoCon happen relatively recently?
July.
So this is already for like next July they're planning.
Oh yeah. Everybody I'm talking to is 2014.
Okay, right, okay, thanks. Just trying to clear up my mind.
MomoCon is in May 2014. Kanuga is in February of 2014. AndoCon is June 2014. I'm sure
Where's
Siege
MomoCon?
MomoCon is in Atlanta. They're in the Hilton, I think downtown. I think that's right. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's the Hilton.
Well, hey, plan that one well in advance. Maybe there could be a special guest appearance.
Hmm. Um, so we got that. We're probably going to put in once RoundCon, which is in August in Columbia, South Carolina, opens up. We'll be submitting a panel there. We'll be submitting a panel again for MonsterCon, which is in Greenville, which will be in July again. Am I missing it? What am I missing? We're going to do Siege again. We're going to try to get into Dragon Con again. I feel like I'm missing a convention.
All right.
Whatever. Well, we're going to be at conventions. Let's just put it that way. We're going to try to present at every single convention. Um, if I can't line up my schedule with Jesse or a special guest, I will try to bring in another individual to do the panel.
Do you have travel money under Alter Confusion?
For myself, yes,
Hmm.
as it's coming straight on my bank account.
Come on, where's all the corporate proceeds for the shills on our advertising? I mean, haven't you seen my reviews I write? And all I write are glorious, glowing reviews. We should get some kickback for those, yo.
Yeah, you'd have to pay taxes if we do that.
Oh, and things get complicated then.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you
That's
actually have to
why.
hire like a CPA and shit.
Yeah. So,
Mm.
anyways, so we got all these conventions going on. Of course, I'm playing all the Deponia games. I've got the game. What the hell is it called? I just totally forgot. I'm sorry. My brain's like 30 different places. So I've got some games for the PC that I'm going to be going through. I am going to jump back on the Ouya. I know that I've been taking a shit ton of time off of games off the Ouya. I'm going to wipe all the games off my Ouya and start downloading new ones. I'm going to try to reach out to developers, see if I can get a review code to help the process, and we'll go from there. Um, but yeah,
Question for you.
yes, sir.
Speaking of the Ouya, any chance you're going to be getting a Unu?
No. Actually, that reminds me. I need to reach out to the Unu people and ask them like a shit ton of questions, and hopefully they will answer the questions where the Ouya people continue to. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Which reminds me, I
The thing
need
with the
to.
Unu is, if I did already have an Android tablet,
Mhm.
I might actually be interested like in it.
Email Ouya again.
So like I already have like my Android tablet, the Nexus 7 that I can use for gaming. So it's like, what do I need another basically glorified gaming tablet for? But if I didn't have any kind of device, maybe I'd be interested in it. But it seems like a little bit redundant if you already have like say an Ouya or already an Android tablet in your
Right.
household. It seems a little bit on the redundant side.
Well, see, here's my issue with the Unu. It sounds like a great idea, but if
It's
they're
hard to say
saying
the name too.
right, if you're pulling in, I don't know what all these ooh systems that are coming out are, but anyways, um, first of all of the stuff that's on that site is an artist rendering that they don't have a picture of the actual Unu. Second of all, they say that they're going to give you the ability to look at to access all the Android games. That is a lie.
I thought it said most.
Okay, fine.
I
Most.
think it said most.
Okay. Well, whatever. I want to see what their game plan is for if they're going to go for most, then they've got to do the Google Play, which means that they're not going to make any money off of app or game purchases, which means then that they're going to have to work a deal with Google if they're going to stick around because you can't just if you're a startup company, you do not have the capital to stick around for a device that has, in my opinion, way too much functionality in it. They're trying to cover way too many bases right off the bat.
So to clarify, to go back for our listening audience, the reason you're saying that we need this device and it has to have like our own basically walled marketplace is because if I just only use the Google Play marketplace, then I'm not getting a cut of those proceeds, correct?
If you are the company that owns the product, yes, you're not getting
So
a
it was
cut of the proceeds.
Ouya, or say in this case Uno, if they have their own marketplace, whatever,
Mhm.
do those games, can they just steal those games from the Google marketplace, or what do they actually have to do with those publishers to get the games, say, on the Uno or the Ouya? Wow, those are annoying to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it? So say you got the Ouya, right? Ouya
Yep.
wants all these manufacturer or publishers to be on their device, obviously.
Yep.
What do they actually have to do to get those publishers to actually have their game on the Ouya? Because it sounds like the Ouya just can't be like, hey, we're going to have all these games on our device.
No,
What
no.
actually happened to make that happen?
So if a developer has a publisher, then of course they'll go through the publisher. But majority of the time, they're going to be going through the developer. And what they're going to have to say is, hey, we would love to see your game on our device. Would you be up for it? And basically, it's just a slightly different flavor of Android. I'm sure it's like a couple different um, uh, code changes behind the scene. One to flip to Ouya instead of the Google Play Store, and the second one probably has to do with resolution and probably control system. Um, but a developer has to physically change their code for it to work on the Ouya,
So
and it will
potentially,
only work on the Ouya.
say you're down the road, you could have the, you got the Google Marketplace
Mm-hmm.
or whatever they call it. Then you got the Uno, you got the Ouya, maybe the Kindle Better comes out their marketplace. You can have all these various marketplaces that almost the publisher or developer is having to keep track of, like, oh crap, what version do we have for which marketplace?
Right.
Which seems it would drive me nuts at least.
Well, I mean that's basically something that I keep harping on. Is it's a beautiful age to be an independent developer because there are so many platforms out there to get your product on. Now, of course, the flip side is because there's so many of these platforms out there, you have to make your game multi-platform, especially even if it's on several different brands of Android. You've got, like, if you put it on the Ouya, you want it on Google Play. If it's on Google Play and there's like like GameStick, you want it on the GameStick marketplace as well. If Amazon comes out with their own Android device and it is not connected to the Google Play Store, then you're going to want to make it the Amazon Google Play Store or something. Um, like I said, the benefit is you have so many different places to show off your device, but because of this fractured marketplace, where there's a marketplace for this specific Android device and a marketplace for this specific Android device, you have to cover all your bases. Otherwise, you will get nowhere near the amount of coverage that you need. Because let's be honest, if you're an independent developer, you don't have that much money. And yes, development time costs money. But in the long run, if you put it on enough devices, you're probably going to break even. And if you're lucky, get enough support for a sequel, and that's where you make the real money.
Okay, so let's throw this out there.
Okay.
So you say it's good. There's all these different marketplaces for independent developer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So here's kind of just the way I'm just kind of processing it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just throwing out numbers in there because I don't know the actual numbers.
Okay.
Let's say there's a potential of 10 million Android users out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as a developer, though, it seems like wouldn't I rather want those 10 million potential customers on one captive portal instead of now I'm going to have 10 million in the Ouya one. I'm going to have, 2 million. I'm just throwing out numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have 2 million in this one, 2 million in this one, 2 million in this one to add to the 10 million.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 5 marketplaces at 2 million a person, whereas I could have one marketplace at 10 million users. Wouldn't I want that one marketplace of 10 million users instead of 5 marketplaces adding up to 10 million?
In a perfect world, yes. I mean, that's really what the iOS is. I mean, if you make a game for iOS, it's going to one marketplace. The thing is that Apple is a walled garden. If you
Mhm.
want to put your game on their system or application on their system, you have to play by their rules. The thing that Google has always harped about Android is that it's open source, that you can
Oh, I totally
basically
agree. And that's why I look at from the Google marketplace.
right.
If I'm a Google developer, if I'm a developer for the Android, to
Hmm.
me, every time I see a new console come up with its own potential new, separate marketplace,
Hmm.
I'm probably pulling my hair out. I love the idea of, it's open source, whatever, non-walled garden,
Hmm.
but I'd rather have just the Google marketplace instead of having these four different marketplaces. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Yeah, I understand. And to be honest with you, I think um, there is, because of the fact that there's so many different Google marketplaces or Android marketplaces, let's put it
Yeah.
that way. Um, there is the potential for a quicker turnaround in learning how to properly run your marketplace so that other devices could do better. Now, iOS, it's their way or you don't put it on there. And I'm going to be honest with you, there are some times that the way that they display games is broken as shit.
Mhm.
But on the flip side, because there are so many different flavors of Android and there's different marketplaces, there are some marketplaces like the Ouya marketplace that actually get it really good. They keep the good stuff up high, and even if it's the newest and latest stuff, if it is shit, it gets sunk quick. Unlike the iOS is like, oh, here's a new and noteworthy thing that somebody paid what was it, $2,000 for. I think it's like 50 uh, 5-star ratings because that's what you do. I mean, what you do is you get these different organizations, you pay for a rating to bump up your score, and then you pop up on specific parts of iOS.
Wait, you mean there's fake interviews on the internet? Dude, my world's been shattered.
IGN, GameSpot. Hello. Oh wait, the developers aren't paying anybody. The publishers are paying the reviewers. My bad.
I'm totally shocked and appalled by this information, man.
Well, anyway, so it's a blessing and a curse. If you're an independent developer, you have to understand that your best bet, your easiest way to find success, it's going to be a longer road, but you need to put your game out on multiple platforms so your visibility increases. Now, of course, that's not the only step you need to take. One of the most important steps that you have to take is you have to market yourself, not just the game, but your company as a whole. If you are the company, then you've got to market yourself and the game is one little bundled package. Because I'm going to be honest with you, no one's going to market the game for you. And that's the unfortunate thing. There are some great games out there, and I know I keep saying this over and over and over again. There are games that probably have the potential of being the next, I don't know, Farmville or Angry Birds or something. But if you don't have the right channels and you aren't incredibly lucky, you could fall between the cracks, and the life of that game could disappear before it even starts.
Okay, so let me ask you one other question, throw this
Uh-huh.
out there, or maybe this is something to kind of think forward on, maybe on like a panel.
Hmm.
You have lots of, I'm trying to think, excuse me, choking up here on my beer somehow, or hard cider, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
You have like, you have all these great, wonderful ideas about what an independent developer needs to do, etc.
Hmm.
My question to you is, do you actually have any like case studies or hard raw data or actual, BIs just kind of be like, this is the way it is, any actual like documentation to back up what you're saying and actually present as proof of, I'm not just making this up or BSing. This is what I actually have to show you as documentation and proof that this is reality.
I do not have any documentation. I will totally tell you that. And some of it is my opinion. But as a reviewer and as a journalist, I try to build relationships with other independent developers because that's what we're at Alter Confusion. That is now our main focus. And I ask them, what are you know What are you suffering from? What do you think could happen better? Who, like, how do you think your product could be better presented, and so on. And to be honest with you, if you look at products that succeed, the majority of them have a strong marketing campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make out a number here, so don't quote me on this, but I'm going to say, in my opinion, out of, let's say, 10,000 games, without a marketing campaign whatsoever, 992 of them are going to go,
It's
which
like they
means
never existed.
eight could possibly make it. Now, of course, that is my opinion. I would love for for like a bunch of facts that would prove me wrong, because that would be awesome, and then that would allow independent developers to find a different way, to do it. But one of the most tried and true methods, as a son of a successful businessman who has harped on sales pitches my entire freaking life, I could tell you that you have to have a pitch. You have to market yourself. To be successful in any industry, for just a job, you have to be able to market yourself in a way that makes you look presentable and likable, and um, would be a value addition to any team. You can't just go, here's my resume, boom, I don't have to say shit to you.
I said it just like that, and look how I'm doing at my current job, man.
See, but you had an in, okay? You knew somebody.
Okay, this is true. I had an advantage, so I can pull off the shit line at least once.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, of course, it's all in who you know. If you know nobody, you have to market the shit out of yourself.
That
Now,
does help a lot.
if you know people who can go, oh yeah, I've worked with him, or I've talked to him, or I've seen what he can do. This guy is the bomb fucking diggity. And then your job becomes that much more simple. And
True.
and to go on from that, I mean, that's one of the main reasons why you're seeing so many reboots and so many sequels with the AAA titles, because you have that name recognition. When people go Battlefield, they're like, "Oh yeah, first-person shooter is gonna be awesome."
Madden 14. Wait, no, Madden 14.
Or Call of Duty, or whatever. If you have the name recognition, this is something that I don't think. This is one of the biggest problems I have with independent developers, is unless you have a seasoned veteran from the game industry who is basically the face of your company, you have no name recognition. I don't care if you make the most amazing game. You don't have name recognition. The only way to get that is you market the shit out of yourself. I'm not saying whore yourself out, but you have to make yourself presentable and exciting and something unique in a good way. Or hell, you can make the most crazy, bad shit, insane game that's hard as balls, and people latch onto it because of frustration, like Demon Soul or whatever, and then you can make your name that way. But there's got to be something that sets you apart from the rest. And to do that, you need to put time aside to market yourself.
Okay, I have a random, totally off-topic comment.
Okay.
Excuse me. I find it kind of funny that probably, from my vantage point, the most predominant gaming box that I can see like on your shelves was also one of the most epic failure launches of video games like in the last 5 years. Like, I don't know, there's just something kind of ironic about that. Like, ooh, the most prominent one, and that was such a successful game. Yeah.
All right, what Zealeus is pointing to, and I apologize, I have to get up for a second, so I have to remove my earphone for just 1 second. I'll be right back. But you can watch me pull the massive box off my wall. Hold on 1 second.
As Charlie's probably going to repeat in about 2 seconds anyway, he's pulling off Elemental from Stardog off of the red shelf.
What Zealeus is talking about is this wonderful game called Elemental War of Magic. Now, this game was, until very, very late in the game, was supposed to be the spiritual successor to Masters of Magic, which as a nerd, I had a nerdgasm. I'm not gonna lie. But the problem was that deal went through, so they created their own game called Elemental War of Magic. Now, that game was so barren and so boring and so broken that a shitstorm happened. A big shitstorm happened. And basically,
the internet spoke.
The internet spoke and almost burned down. What's a Stardogs?
Yes, it's Stardock.
Okay. Yeah, Stardock. Which, by the way, it just celebrated their 20-year anniversary. Just a random fact there.
Huh.
But anyways, so what they did is for all those individuals who bought Elemental, they gave them a shit ton of, I don't want me to be mean, but mediocre games from their game catalog for free. And I never played any of them. Actually, I think they might still be on my desktop over here. Let me see. Nope, I removed them all. Never mind. Well, actually,
not even Galactic Empires 2 or Civilizations 2?
That wasn't on there.
Oh, really? Like their best game? It's not on there? Oh, of course.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it here. Nope, that's a different game. Planetfall? It might be Planetfall. Planetfall and Time of Shadows. I know Time of Shadows was one of them. So anyways, so they basically had to go back to the drawing board. They basically fired everybody. They brought in a whole new team. They created a game called Elemental, was it Fallen Enchantress? I have yet to play it. I don't plan on playing it.
If I remember right, that actually, I want to say the guy who actually got put in charge of that actually he created a really big mod for Civ V.
Right. Yep.
The same name. Imagine that.
Yep.
Fallen Enchantress or Fallen Angel, whatever it is.
It's Fallen Enchantress.
Thank you. And I know because I really should buy the game because I've always liked those kind of games. But apparently it's a massive improvement. Elemental Fallen Enchantress is a massive, massive improvement over Elemental War Magic, which granted, from everything I read, it's pretty damn near impossible not to be an improvement in the first place.
Yes.
So maybe I should put that on my Steam list to finally get the Elemental and give it a shot.
Now I will say this. Even though Elemental War of Magic, by the way, is the limited edition. I've got a pewter dragon in here, I think.
Congratulations.
Yeah, pewter dragon, baby.
And you haven't taken it out of the case? That's lame.
And a cloth map, which probably doesn't mean shit now.
Is it real cloth?
Yeah.
You know what I miss? I think I have it somewhere in my. I know I have it somewhere in my.
It's your Civ 2 thing.
It is the original cloth one from Baldur's Gate 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh hey.
Oh my God! I've got a poster too. I should just hang this. Be like, yeah, bitches. I was there at the beginning when shit sucked.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen for a second because it's kind of funny what literally just popped up on my Steam Steam.
Okay.
This one, start screen share. Do you see my screen?
Give me 1 second. I think it's got a buffer. Yep.
You see what's at the top there?
The Stardog 20th anniversary collection.
Well, it just happened. Perfect timing. Just thought that's pretty funny.
50 to 75% off all Stardog titles.
Come back here. There we go. Yeah. Let's see what's actually on sale. I actually off of all actually. Hell yeah! Guess what I'm gonna be buying?
Oh my God! Holy shit!
Those are actually in Galactic Civilizations 2, which I think I have the disc somewhere. I may be buying Galactic Civilizations 2 again because it's a glorious game.
Nice.
Well, I didn't need about $14, whatever. Okay. So, nice.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Timing is everything.
Indeed. Oh my gosh. Okay. I want to thoroughly apologize to everybody out there who has been missing our broadcasts. I have not gotten around to editing like any videos outside of Siege, and I apologize profusely. I've been spending way too much time editing videos for my 9 to 5 job, and so I don't have any time to edit our Hangouts. So you might have noticed that there has been a lack of Hangouts um, being put up on Alter Confusion, and I want to apologize to you, the viewing audience, as well as Zealeus, because I know Zealeus always wants to go back and watch our videos over and over and
This
over
is
again.
how I fall asleep at night. It plays in the background.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, anyways, shit. I was gonna say something. Now it's gone.
I don't know what you're saying either. You were just kind of, doing your thing.
Yes, I do my thing.
Well, that's why I keep you around, because you just kind of do things, and they're usually pretty useful.
Thank you. I think.
You should be, because it's not often that I pay compliments to the people who work here. I assume that they're just going to do their work and do it well.
Oh, I found another game that was slightly broken, and you played it too.
Huh? Oh, King's Bounty!
The
That was
Legend.
Yeah, I don't remember how far I got. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like wondering how far did I actually get in that game?
I didn't get nearly as far as I wanted to, but the second one was much better
Hmm.
than this one. Oh, random disc in the King's Bounty box. I don't know what that is. It's a virus!
Oh my! Like I know I played it, I just don't know how much.
The second one was Armored Princess, which was actually a lot better. Just so you know.
I'm sure it is. I'm just gonna take your word for it. I hope you accept the fact I'm just gonna take your word for it.
Oh, shit. Okay, so speaking of Steam, real quick, you know that games now have these like trading cards or whatever?
Yeah,
I sold one of my trading cards for 25 cents. So I have 25 cents that I could spend on Steam. Yeah.
I'm really impressed, Joe.
It was a duplicate. I don't even know what the hell I sold.
I'm sure it was awesome. I don't even know what cards I have, and I've not really ever looked at it. I'm gonna be honest.
You can make money, man. You can make money.
25 cents? That's like half of a soda pop.
Well, it was a common card. If you got a rare card, then you can make some serious cash off there. They'll show you if you click on it to sell it. It'll tell you what the going trend is for that exact amount.
Oh, good lord.
Oh yeah, this shit's real, man. This shit's real.
I have no doubt that it's for reals.
Anyways, if you don't want to have those cards, if you could just send them all to me, I'll find a good home for them.
I'm not sure I like the logic in your statement. It doesn't seem to really work for me.
Well, you said that they're just going to waste for you, so I was going to give them a happy little home. And if you have
Well,
any
technically,
duplicates,
they're actually still sitting there, like on my Steam. I don't even know where to find my damn cards on Steam.
go to inventory.
Where's my? I don't even know where my inventory is.
All right, hold on a sec here. Screen share. Uh,
You can tell how much I really use Steam for like all its capabilities now. Pretty much never.
shit. Nope, that's chat. Screen share.
I'm looking for inventory. I'm not doing very well.
All right, do you see
Oh,
my
I see it.
screen?
Yep.
Okay. Fuck, where the hell was it? Boom. Go to your name. Go all the way down to inventory.
Oh, what do I got?
Woo! I got some Deponia ones. Oh, fire. Is that worth anything? Common.
I have stuff from.
Common. Damn it.
How do you know what the rarity is?
Click on it, and then in the tags, they'll have the rarity.
Hmm.
Oh, this is Chaos of Deponia. Damn it. This is the game I'm currently playing. I think all I got are common cards. See if there's any trade offers. Oh. Anyways. Whoa, that was weird. Am I still screen sharing? Or am I back? I think I'm back.
Yeah, I have all common cards.
Bastards.
I'm not very impressed with myself.
Alright, well, you can still just gift them to me.
I still don't understand what the point of this is.
I don't know what it is either, but just gift them to me, and I will try to figure it out for you.
I don't understand. This is just silly. Is this like achievements you sell, basically? That's kind of what I'm gathering.
Yes, that's my
Wow.
understanding. But it's not really achievements because you can get duplicates.
Yeah, I'm gonna not worry about this too much. My cards are gonna sit there collect dust like my magic cards.
Yeah, yeah. Like my L5R cards, and my Middle Earth cards, and my Pokemon cards, and my Magic cards, and my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That might be all my cards.
You should have any more. There might be one or two. Do you count like Munchkins?
Ooh, I do have Munchkin cards. I have Munchkin cards, and I have Gloom cards, and I have Penny Arcade cards, and I've got Dominion cards, Purge cards, which I still haven't even opened that game.
Purge? I don't know what that is.
It was a Kickstarter project.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that one. Hmm.
I am still very impressed with myself that I have not fallen into the Kickstarter trap in quite a while now.
What, like a week?
No. Here, I'll see here. When's the last time that I put money towards a Kickstarter? It's been a while. Actually, I think the last one was for my son.
Your son has a Kickstarter going?
No. There's an artist that has been doing a phenomenal book series called The Bear, and I kickstarted for that. Let's see here. It says the beginning of August. August, September, October. Wow, almost 3 months. Nice. So yeah. Anyways, Kickstarter has some awesome projects. Just not
Sure it
kickstarting
does.
any of them anymore for a while.
I'm proud of your. Damn it. Sorry, I'm busy trying to purchase games, and I'm trying not to. But I just can't not. It's like I know I shouldn't. I don't really need them, but I do need them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, here's my deal. Ever since I started utilizing that application that was on 75% off sale on Steam called "You Need a Budget," I'm actually starting to retain money. Oh, it's glorious.
Yeah. No, thanks. That doesn't sound like much fun.
It's a game in itself. Try to adventure through all of your bank statements and your credit card statements to try to balance your budget so you can see how much money you don't have.
I don't understand why you would do such a thing.
Oh, I got a new T-shirt. Since it's on auto renewal, I will continue to be a member of the Giant Bomb Society, I guess. So I got my Giant Bomb T-shirt.
It doesn't say Giant Bomb on it.
Yeah, it does.
Can I read it? Stop. Up. Spread it out. Move it. Nope. Other way. I see. I'd seed. You have an I'd seed shirt.
What the hell? It says Giant Bomb Futuristical Racing League.
No, when you're facing me, it clearly says I seek.
Whatever. It's a Lucha Drive Anti-Grav Propulsion 4.0. I don't know
I
what that means.
don't think that's real.
Um,
I think they're
shit.
making shit up, yo.
Speaking of which, let me write down a note again. Where'd my pen go? Zealeus, you still my pen? Oh, there it is.
No, I'm guessing that you're either young childed or your dog.
No,
Well,
neither of them down here. Update Giant
they're very stealthy.
Bomb review section. Reviews. I gotta put all my reviews on Giant Bomb.
It's the bomb, yo. Get recognition. Represent. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. I am numero duo. Last time I checked, for user reviews. So
That's a lot.
yeah, out of however many Giant Bomb people are actually on there, I am number two. Number two.
Does anybody actually know that besides like you and me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
If you go to the reviews, it shows the ranking of user reviews.
Rock on.
So yeah. You know, one thing that's truly burning a hole in my pocket and I'm not using at all is freaking GameFly. Because I'm starting to get all these independent games and all these like Ouya games and whatnot. I have not. I've got 3 GameFly games here somewhere. One is Darksiders 2, which I'm just going to turn in. I've given up. I have not gone near that game in forever, so just send it back.
Yeah.
There's one I know that's not even open, and I know that one's in the kitchen. And then I have no idea where the third one is. I don't know what it is. I have a funny feeling that it's a PlayStation 3 game, and Jesse played it, but he never reviewed it because, well, we're not going to go into that. That's a personal problem.
Well, it's Jesse. He's gonna get his shit figured out. I have no doubt.
No,
And he's gonna come on, let us know how it is.
no, it's not.
Who is Shiro Hamaguchi?
Shrew Hummock. Who the hell? Why are you asking me that?
Because you updated the wiki page on this person.
I did?
According to giantbomb.com.
Oh my God! You're looking at my profile.
You're the top contributor to this wiki. And by top, I mean only.
The only one. He must have had. Oh, I think it was someone had not given him credit for a game that he worked on.
Ah, right on. Very good, sir. Very good.
Yes, I went on. So, funny story. Giant Bomb likes to promote um, community like websites and podcasts and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they refuse to promote me because I don't show enough activity on Giant Bomb. I'm like, are you shitting me? Have you seen the review section? Do you
Yep.
look at my username and then look at the amount of reviews I put on there? Like, well, we're looking for people who do like wiki submissions and all this stuff. I'm like, all right, fine. So I just started like just burrowing in and trying to find random shit and then throw it into wiki so I'd have a couple points.
They want you to be a well-rounded individual, not just they don't want you just having AP English credit. They want you to be able to, be able to add 2 plus 2 also.
Yeah.
Be able to do it all.
Yeah.
Just trying to help you understand why you need more help.
Oh my God.
Are you gonna fall asleep on us, my friend?
No, I'm not going to. Just trying to figure out all this stuff. The wife has got a busy schedule this weekend, so it's going to be a lot of me and the little man. So I got to try to plan accordingly. I'm going to the Falcons game on Sunday, though.
Who are they playing?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, that should be an entertaining game.
Sadly, yes.
Since, Tampa Bay Buccaneers kind of suck. And,
Well, and Falcons defense has decided that they're going to make any rookie quarterback look like a freaking Pro Bowl veteran.
Well, they've had issues this year, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you would know anything about this.
Ironically, though, the old Tampa Bay Buccaneer quarterback is going to be the Minnesota Vikings starting quarterback this weekend.
Josh Freeman.
Yep.
Well, on the bright side, the Vikings quarterback situation cannot get any worse than it did when they slightly overreached with what's his name, who we trying to forget about.
Ponder.
Yes, thank you. Well, I mean, not really, but still.
I just find it humorous that they signed Josh Freeman to a 1-year contract that's worth more than Ponder and Castle's contract combined.
You know the worst part of the whole situation, though?
What's that?
Is that basically you are wasting the best running back's prime since Barry Sanders.
Yep.
I mean, he's the best running back since Barry Sanders, and you're wasting it. Oh.
That sounds exactly like Barry Sanders' career.
That's a good point. Yes, it is. Yes.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for us going on a football tirade. We're both football fans, and we've got football on the mind as it is getting closer and closer to the weekend. But I can promise you that we are indeed continuing to look for amazing games to play, review, talk about, and of course, amazing stories like the one about the Unu, as well as I have a couple stories to throw up. Well, actually, not stories, more like trailers. I just got an email about I think it's the character creation trailer for, oh my gosh, Elder Scrolls Online.
Ooh, so it seems like that's one of those, I wouldn't call it vaporware, but it seems like it's been in like an MMO production since like forever.
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of wonder if there's anything Googleable on that. On like how long has the Elder Scrolls MMO been in production? Because it seems like been hearing about it for a long time.
Shit, Alter Confusion just got hit.
What?
Yep, somebody. Oh my goodness gracious!
Somebody
just used a bot on Alter Confusion.
To do what? Post all kinds of stupid shit?
Post references to almost every single article we got.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're still coming in. Great, now I gotta clean shit up.
Quick, disconnect the tubes. Disconnect the tubes.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I know. Did it work? No, it's still going.
Elder Scrolls Online has been in development for approximately 5 years prior to its announcement in May of 2012. But who knows how many iterations and changes it's gone through since then, and will still go through.
Right. Absolutely.
That's just the reality of, especially MMOs, which can be good and bad because obviously you want an MMO to come out, you want it to be successful, but at the same time, is it possible that you try to perfect it too much, and by the time it comes out, it's like 6 years behind the time, and you got a game like Star Wars: The Old Republic that had probably overhyped for what could have been delivered in the first place, to be honest.
Yep.
But then it comes out and it's just like, oh well, this game wasn't nearly as cool as I thought it would be. But that game just had such a ridiculous amount of hype, anyways. I mean,
I know. At PAX East, one of the years that we went, it was a 3-hour wait to view, like, I think it's like 10 minutes of the game.
I mean, the thing is like Tor. It wasn't a bad game. It wasn't a great game. It was just a average MMO, which if any other, if it was called the future of space combat, it would have been just another MMO. Like, oh, whatever. It's just another space combat MMO. Wow, lightsabers. Those things are cool. I've never heard of them before. If Star Wars not been around, It's just been an MMO, whatever. People wouldn't care or would care. But because it was Star Wars and BioWare, too, to be granted, it was like, oh my gosh, the end of the world's going upon us.
Yep.
Every once in a while, I'll think about it, because I never did finish up my personal story. Every once in a while, I think about diving back in just to finish up the personal story where I made the crazy lady go like totally evil, which was kind of fun. But yeah, it's probably one of those things where it's kind of like I haven't played Final Fantasy 13 in about 4 months. And I thought jumping back in with the battle system scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, I'll deal with it later. And then it gets another week before I know it, it's too late.
Yep.
And it's one of those games, it's not like I have like a practice arena I can go brush up on my skills on. No, I'm going to jump right into the next battle and die. And not even worth the headache. So I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are reaching the end of our broadcast, unfortunately. But I did want to say something really quick. November 2nd is quickly approaching. I have formed a Alta Confusion team for Extra Life, the
Hmm.
charity that works through the Children's Miracle Network. Um, Thankfully, I want to thank everybody who's already donated to myself or the Alta Confusion team. Even though I have met my personal goal, the Ultra Confusion team could still use some help. If you have, $3, $5, whatever, any money that you can
25
spend,
cents for a trading card.
sure, 25 cents for a trading card. If you can just, put some money up, it's an amazing cause. Ultra Confusion, all of the proceeds that Ultra Confusion raise go straight to the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. This is our first of two different charity events that we have with this specific healthcare system. The second one, of course, is we do a personal gifts through Child's Play, which of course is run by Penny Arcade. So if you have any, you know, if you can spare anything, that would be amazing. All this money is going to the kids to help them. So yeah. And of course, if you want to tune in on November 2nd, I will be doing a live broadcast for 24 straight hours. You can watch me as I probably go neurotically insane, as I
If
did
nobody's
last year.
curious, there's nothing more fun than watching Charlie on like his eighth Red Bull and 17th Mountain Dew being cracked out in caffeine. And I remember last year tuning in to watching him try to beat what was it, the fucking final tournament like a dragon or some bullshit in Borderlands 2. And you just hear Charlie cursing up a storm, "Get down, motherfucker! I thought I killed him, but now I'm something else." It was pretty damn awesome.
Oh no, that's no wait, oh, shit. Was that Borderlands 2? Yeah, I think
It
it
was
was Borderlands
Borderlands 2,
2.
like he killed what's his name? I remember his name now.
No, no. Oh yeah,
Big,
yeah, 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 yeah.
big
Handsome
spoiler, but
Jack.
there's like a dragon or some BS.
Handsome Jack. Yeah, that fucking.
And Charlie's like, "Everybody get ammo! No! What the hell?" It was pretty epic.
Oh my God, yes. So you'll see much, much more of that and more.
Dude, I got it for you.
What's
I
that?
know a game you need to play to finish off your.
I swear to fucking God, if you okay, go, just go,
Yeah, I know what I was going to say.
just go, say it.
Heavy Rain. 10
No.
hours left. And
Oh my
you're
God.
like, ping, 10 hours left. Bam, start. It's on. I think, because you know what you're going to see? By like 20 minutes left, you're going to see Charlie curl up into a fetal ball crying. Crying. Like, I let her die.
I let them all
No!
die again. No. Yes. Yeah, I actually have to get together a list of games I'm going to be playing. Yeah, I should send all my GameFly stuff back and then just grab some games and just fully through them.
I like it.
And of course, I'm going to be doing some PC games, I'm sure.
Switch.
Except,
Did you do any last year?
no,
Yeah.
no. I only did. I think I only did. I think I did. Did I only do Xbox 360? No. I think I switched over to PlayStation 3 for a bit.
I do not recall, sir.
Whatever. Anyways, I'll be playing games. Hopefully, I can rope some people into helping me out. But whatever. Anyways, we have definitely reached the hour mark, so I want to apologize for any of you who missed part of this wonderful broadcast. I promise I will try to start editing these videos and posting them online. As some of you, actually, shit, if you've missed any of the previous broadcasts, you don't know this. We're only going to use Vimeo for special occasions now. All the stuff is going to be on YouTube, which means that we can quickly get it up. We do not have any size restrictions, which is awesome.
Yeah,
So
no
be
size
looking,
restrictions.
so be on the lookout for that, and hopefully we will see you soon, either in person, online. Hit us up on Ultra Confusion or on the Facebook page, or whatever other means of communication that my mind's blanking out on. But until then, thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Ultimate Fusion Hangout. I am your host, Charlie, and I will see you soon.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother.